I'm back. If you're new, hi, I'm Rhythmears, Bryn Rhythmears. If you're old, you already know me. And if you're somewhere in the middle, if you remember me from my Stampede reactions 2.5 years ago, lost track of my channel and are coming back, good to see you again. A lot has changed. The important things to know are that I've moved. I have mostly switched into making much more long form video essay, book review type videos. And thirdly, and most importantly, I have read the entire Trigun manga. I have near encyclopedic knowledge of the Trigun manga. So I will be coming at this show from a completely different perspective compared to the way that I was coming at Stampede, which was my introduction to Trigun. Trigun Maximum, honestly, best thing I've ever read. Changed my life. You can listen to like 14 hours of my thoughts on the manga. I'll leave my manga review playlist in the description if you're curious about that. That being said, this reaction series will not be spoiler free. I will be talking full blown manga spoilers, head to toe. So if you haven't read the Trigun manga, go do that and come back. Because it really is worth your time and worth reading. And I would hate to be the one to spoil that experience for you. And my opinion on the show has shifted a little bit since reading the manga. I enjoy it still. I mean, it's a good show. But I won't hold back from complaints if complaints arise. It does feel kind of silly to be posting reaction videos at a time like this, the world as it is. And I'm not even going to follow that up with a but or some kind of qualifier. I'm just going to let that sit and be okay with that. All right, folks, let's do it. First thing I'm seeing on my screen, there's a crater in the moon. They combined the July incident with the fifth moon incident. I noticed that the moon had a crater in it on the Alone No Longer poster, but I didn't know how that would tie into things. I didn't know if that happened during the July incident or if there was going to be a future fifth moon incident in this season. I'm ready. I'm so ready. My stomach kind of hurts, but I'm ready. Loving this music. That's the top of July Tower. Is this immediately following the destruction of July? Oh, something up there was glinting on the tower. Oh, this shot in the trailer. Hello, Legato. Nice to see you again. Mid-Valley! Tesla's eye. And the Million Knives theme on the piano. Chapter 1, Wandering Days. I'm so overwhelmed. I'm gonna have to go through this shot by shot and see what kind of little goodies are hidden in this. Because this is so much to take in at once. Ooh, I loved that. The turnaround from Vash to Knives. Trigun Stargaze Project. Interesting choice for the opening. I personally would not have chosen Hyperpop for a Trigun opening. I did enjoy the Screamo, the little Screamo elements to it. It's so different from the first opening. Like, it's making me wonder if we are in for just a totally different direction, totally different tone with this new season. This could be the time to have a lot of fun. Like, we could really lighten it up in the middle here and get fun with it before sinking back into the depths. I would say the first season was fairly heavy. You know, not anything crazy, but it was somber. We could have a little fun with it in this middle part before we have to deal with the pits of hell in the end game. It didn't look like any of the shots were giving too much away. It looked like a lot of footage that I had seen before. But you never know. Sometimes they'll sneak something in there. Those plant markings that are on Vash and Knives and all the plants, they look like they're based off of Chladni plates. The Chladni experiment involves a sheet of metal and some kind of powder put on top of it. And when you find the resonant frequency of the plate, the powder, whether it's like salt or sand or flour or whatever, will arrange itself into patterns that are unique to each frequency. It's really bizarre the way that it works, but it's really cool. I went down like a whole Wikipedia rabbit hole one night. But the interesting thing about Vash and Knives being twins, they have the same exact plant markings, which means they resonate at the same exact frequency. This place looks well off. Hey girls. Love the brass knuckle detail on Millie's gloves. That's so awesome. Sun gun. I wish Millie was bigger. I wish she was Butcher. Is that just wishful thinking? Because I've been manhandled by a few Millies in my life? Perhaps. Ruh-roh! Meryl, are you listening? Yeah. 6 months later. Yeah, everyone's just gotta be driven to whatever cities still have plants. This is a slow beginning to Knives Apocalypse, but it is beginning. Right. You gotta go to one of the cities. And the cities will fill up quick. That's a familiar shot. Not a copycat. It's the same freaking guy. Oh, that was cute. No cigarette butts. Rest in peace, Unk. That's so real. I'm usually driver. I'm usually getting fed from the passenger seat. Millie's been filled in on all the details. Good. I don't like it when we keep a character in the dark for no reason. I can't watch this episode. Like, episode 12 is so emotionally fraught for me. I think I've watched it like twice in my life. It's been 2.5 years in real life, too. Right. Yeah. How did you not see that coming? Oh, hey girl, I mean them. So Millie knows Zazie. So we're just chill? We're just hanging with Zazie now? That's so fun. Zazie was always an interesting third neutral party, so I love to see them utilized like this. Yes! Meryl's little informant! 2 short best friends. What have we here? Yeah, odd that a ship this large hasn't been discovered. Right. This must be central. So what happened to her? Maybe it had a chill time. I love you, Millie. Yeah. We've been told the plants need the humans to survive, but we didn't have proof of that yet. I believed it, but now here's the proof. It's like they ossify or turn into statues when they die. Doesn't have to be exploitation, though. What about symbiosis? The feathers. Does that mean we'll be getting Vash feathers at some point? I need it. I need to see it. Right, the best way forward. I was just talking to one of my friends about this, about a situation that I was in when I was an older teenager. And I will spare you all the details of the situation. But it was a life altering, relationship altering sort of situation that I was caught up in. And now that it's been quite a few years since then and things have progressed and kind of wrapped up in a way, and I have like the benefit of hindsight. I was just talking to one of my friends about it, and I was telling him that like I absolutely did not handle or deal with that situation perfectly. There is so much more I could have done, so much better that I could have done. I should have approached things with a completely different mindset. However, given who I was at the time, what resources I had at the time, the advice I was receiving at the time, I think I handled it as best I could at the time. Even when I was in the thick of it, I was trying to do things the best that I could. But looking back on it 7 years later, I can say, yes, that was my best. And my best was still not enough. My best was not good enough. But I was doing what I could. I still made a lot of mistakes and did things I'm not proud of and things I should have done differently. And that was kind of a weird thing for me to come to terms with. But I think that it's a very similar situation to what Meryl was talking about here, where right now, given the resources that we have and the knowledge we have about these plants, there is no perfect solution, right? It is a maze, like Zazie said. But that is no excuse to not put your best foot forward and to not try your best to figure out some way to make the situation better. And maybe someday you arrive at that goal of perfection and everybody lives together in harmony. Or maybe not. Maybe you just have to keep trying to find this balance in an oddly moving situation between multiple parties. But now at least we know that what Knives believes in cannot work. There is something that plants need to stay alive: human care. Is it not possible that this plant, that she just died of loneliness? Plants don't live forever. Nothing lives forever. Knives' attempt to build a utopia is such a self-centered utopia because the only ones that can live without humans are the independents. And those are so rare and so few and far between. And even then, Vash and Knives needed a human to raise them. I don't know if a plant is capable of raising an independent because the independents are so human, they need human care. Yeah, I don't know. It's a very difficult situation where we don't have all the information, but we can try and do the best with what we've been given. And it seems like the solution is a symbiosis where the humans don't put too much strain on the plants and they're able to live long and comfortable lives. If they're treated well, the plants like the humans. I'm kind of just like stating a bunch of the obvious. I don't need to keep going. Vash sighting? Oh, the Earth Fleet! Things are moving so quickly. But it looks like they've just reached the solar system. They're not near No Man's Land yet. Man, I love the way that they received that broadcast in the manga. Everyone together on ship 3, having a little bit of a rest. Vash shows Wolfwood the satellite that's broadcasting out to try to make contact with Earth. And Wolfwood can't believe it. They've been broadcasting for like decades and with no response. And then Wolfwood says a prayer. And I'll never forget it. He says, "Lord, I don't ask for salvation. Just please grant us hope for tomorrow. Amen." And after he prays, the Earth broadcast comes through, saying their message has been received and they're sending people on their way. And then everybody has a party and Vash gets wasted. And it's great. But that scene was so beautiful to me because what is a satellite radio communication but a prayer? Hoping that somebody out there can hear you and respond. And call it a coincidence or call it the faith of a man of God, but there was so much power in what Wolfwood said. And I think it really aligns with this idea of doing the best that we can, even if we can't find a perfect solution to everything, like what Meryl was just talking about. Wolfwood does not ask for some grand, beautiful, all ends tied up neatly rescue. He just says, Lord, get us to tomorrow. Help us keep surviving. And is that not the Lord's Prayer? Give us this day our daily bread. Just enough for today. Tomorrow can worry about itself. All right, back to this hole in the ground. Oh, it's so big. Six months. We can make it 6 months. Right? Right, guys? Yes, thank you, God. Okay, don't get too crazy in case there's a delay. Who is this? Hopper. Hey, that's a friend of mine. I know him. Come on. There's all kinds of freaks all over this planet, and this guy is where you draw the line? Hey, girl. Okay, sorry to be real petty about this, but one of my favorite details in the entire manga, in the Eric's section, those first couple chapters of Trigun Maximum, Vash is wearing brand name Wrangler's jeans with the W on the butt pocket and everything. And you know what else? Lena is also wearing Wrangler's jeans. They're wearing matching Wranglers, and I love that. And now he's just wearing these like paper bag pants, which is like fine, okay, I get it. But I would like to see him in the Wranglers. Oh. Oh. That's an insane adaptational change to make. Hold on, I gotta take off my glasses. I've seen enough. So, in the manga, Hoppard was a resident of July. He was taking care of this blind woman. We don't know if she was a family member or a friend or a lover or what, but he was close with this girl, and she was blind and he was disabled, and they were taking care of each other. And then when he was on the outskirts of town, July City blew up, and so he devoted the rest of his life to revenge on Vash the Stampede for taking his family away from him. And assuming all that is true, after the July incident, he found someone else to take care of, and maybe didn't know who this man was. This is juicy. This is getting really good. When Vash and Hoppard face off in the manga, it's really tense. It's really emotional. Vash is so distraught over the damage he has caused, but he's still so kind. It's really beautiful and it's really messy. And this is just adding an even crazier layer of mess. Hoppard, at his nature, is a caretaker. 2.5 years and he is not well at all. Wow.
ああ、そうだな。何も心配しなくていい。みんないい人だ。ミルクだって快く打ってくれる。
I can't take this. I can't. Guys, I can't. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. No, because he knows. He wanted to cut his throat. So, has he been taking care of this man who was responsible for the deaths of thousands. Knowingly? Huge if true. And if true, what is going to make him change his mind and work alongside the gung ho guns? Much to think about. Jessica! Good grief. Okay, I'll watch this and then. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. The fact that they're going so hard on these feathers gives me a lot of hope. Oh, he smiled. Ooh, they're hitting us with so much concept art. Okay, okay. In the manga, we do not get to see what was happening with Vash post July. We see him after the Fifth Moon incident, where he's a disaster and then he gets picked up by Lena and Granny and they kind of rehabilitate him and he's doing okay. When he's living as Eric's, he is completely functional. But we don't see anything post July. We know that his memory was wiped, and that's about it. But this, I mean, Eric's here is completely catatonic, unable to speak, to dress himself, to clean himself, to care for himself. I think that is a completely reasonable reaction to accidentally obliterating a city and killing your brother. It hurts. I had speculated that it might be the news that Knives is still alive that gets Vash up and going again. Not just because he realizes Knives alive, I have to do something, I have to stop him, he's stealing plants again. But because the fact that, like, if he learns that his brother is alive, that, like, reinvigorates him. That is such a weight off his shoulders, even though it's Knives. And that still could play a part. But I also think sending him straight home will help too. Well, maybe not when home is under attack, but what Vash needs is to be able to help people again. People who love him. Alone no longer. That was the tagline. Great start, honestly. I didn't think we'd get to see everyone this episode. Obviously, I knew we were going to have to wait for like Knives and probably Wolfwood and everybody. But man, I can't wait to get into the swing of things. I'll keep doing these weekly as long as Stargaze is airing. And when it's done, I'll go back to the video essays and book reviews and scripted stuff again. And I hope you stick around for that because this is a real fun hobby of mine. And I like to share it with you all. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. I got this from an artist called Heist. Will be my mic holder for today. Little Millions Knives zine.